And here we are again, folks. Doing a quick video. So I was playing last night in a multiplayer server. The host was being rude. We'll just leave it at that. But someone else joined in, and he told me he'd only been playing for 10 hours. Like, he just bought the game that day. And he asked for help on making his plane work. Well, this is his plane. I managed to save it before the host shut down the server. And he was trying to get it to fly. So let's take a look at this. We're going to go over some basics of flying and whatnot, and all these arrows and stuff you see here, just in case you guys have never played this before and you don't know what this is. So usually I play with a controller, so you'll see different controls here, but you can use this. Right now I'm using the mouse. I'm using a controller. You can see there's a clear difference in speed, right? So up here in settings, you have all these things here, right? So you have block input. You can see, like, you do all this. It tells you like what your block inputs are. You can see it right there. It switches to, if I use a mouse, it switches to keyboard. If I use a controller, it switches to my controller settings, right? So here you got so your block inputs. You see your aerodynamics. So here you see all these arrows on here, right? These arrows will tell you how aerodynamic your part is. The more green arrows and the brighter green arrows you have, the more aerodynamic it is. The red arrows means it's not aerodynamic, right? That means you're going to have a lot of drag on that. It's going to be slow moving. More green arrows. I'll try and find one here. So this is a 3x1. Alright, so if you look at this 3x1 piece compared to this 2x1 rounded wedge, you can see that's got a little more arrows than this one does, right? So if you look at this, it's not what I wanted to do. So if you look at that, compare these two here. Oh, I also found on my scroll and my mouse doesn't work, so I was trying to like use keyboard and whatnot and zoom in and out, but it's jittery. But so if you look at this, you can see that these arrows here are a little bit more and better than these arrows. It's kind of hard to tell. You can't really count them because they move. But if you look, it might just be a little bit moving fast. You can see these red ones are moving really slow, right? These guys are moving super fast. So these are good arrows. So green, good. Bottom line, green arrows, good. Red arrows, bad. Okay, so that's your aerodynamics. So now forces. Whoa, that was interesting. So what happens when you use a keyboard and mouse and a... Oh, let me do it again. Okay, that was weird. So these here are your forces, right? And you can also see these up here. Okay, and this tells you many different things. The center of mass, which is a red one, so his center of mass is kind of right there. Alright, his center of downforce, which is this guy right there. So he's got some downforce on this for some reason. He's got wings up here or something. I don't know, but we shouldn't have downforce there. Maybe he's got something here making downforce on that. I don't know what it could be, but we'll figure that out here in a second once we go over this. He also does not have the DLC, so we're going to figure that out. Center of lift is this guy right here. Alright, so the reason why your plane isn't flying right is because your center lift is here. Your center of mass is way up front here, and your center of downforce, for some reason you shouldn't even have downforce on this, is here. That might have to do with the helicopter blades, actually. I'm not sure, but we're going to look through this and figure that out. Then you have your center of thrust. In general, you want your center of thrust and center of mass to kind of line up, kind of like this. I mean, that's good right there. Right, that's pretty good. And this is just basics. I'll guarantee you, like, some of my planes don't follow this at all. Like, you might see some of mine where all these are kind of bunched up. So center vertical drag, that is helped by your vertical stabilizers. Alright, you definitely want to look down the center here. Alright, if you look down the center, you want to see the center vertical drag going right down the center there. That's normally good. Horizontal drag would be your elevators or tail fins. So that would be these guys here, right? So those are your forces, and generally, if you see an exclamation point up here, it means something is wrong. So here it says the lift from your wings is behind your center of mass. This will push your tail up instead of the nose and make it hard to take off and fly straight. Right? So let's get into this. I'm going to turn forces off because it's just kind of annoying. We're going to get rid of these detachable blocks. We don't need those. We're going to put some wheels on this thing. Well, first, yeah, we're going to put some wheels on this. Okay. So we're going to delete a block there. Delete a block there. Go to the settings. See if we can make this thing fly. Boom. Delete those blocks. Alright. I'm going to try and stick to just the basic blocks to get this to work. We want to get these propellers, or the helicopter blades here, we want to get these off the ground. And honestly, I gotta say, this is a pretty good build for your first build. Put this over to here. So apparently that got screwed up somehow. Ah, I see. You have some lift here. Okay. I see what you did there. Okay. So let's get some wheels here. Usually, the way planes operate, a lot of planes operate, you have your ailerons, which is your roll control. Your ailerons would be kind of like in this area here. That controls your roll. Your lift is usually controlled by your tail, your elevators, and your yaw is controlled by the rudder on your vertical stabilizers, right? We'll get into that here in a second. Let's get this thing so it's off the ground. So you can go to 2 pieces. I believe 2 pieces are available. Okay, let's try this. This can be bare basics, guys. We're looking at bare basics. I'll go another one here. Just get this good enough, high enough off the ground. And we're gonna go with go-kart wheels, I think. Alright, then go to movement and pick a go-kart wheel. So controller, I'm just using control, so I'm using the directional buttons on the controller to move this. I can use the joystick to move it as well. Oh, you guys can't see this. Selecting a part is the B button or A button for me. That selects a part, and then the Y button copies it. The A button deletes it. And the B button is rotating. The trigger buttons are zoom. The RB button is bring up your menu. And the LB button does that. Well, I don't know what the heck that did, but it did something. I guess this allows me to move more? I don't know. Never used that one. So there's your wheels. Let's see if this sits up higher off the ground now. There we go. Looks like we gotta go higher. No worries. We'll go higher. Higher and higher. Obviously, you have to worry about that up here, your complexity. So wheels are like 10, I believe. Hinges and pistons, most movable parts are 5. Everything else is usually about 1. I mean, it is 1. Alright, so now we're at 678 at 700. We off the ground. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. It didn't like that. Okay, so let's see what he's got for forces here. Your seat. Block 1x2, 1x2. 1x2 blocks, 1x2 blocks. What is going on with this downforce? Why am I seeing downforce here? We do not want to see downforce. Where is it at? You know what we're going to do? We're going to get rid of these helicopter blades. And loads of thrust in there. Okay, that's good. That was me a suggestion I made. So loads of thrust. Well, I got plenty of that. Nice looking engine, honestly. Like, pretty decent. But I'm going to help you out here. We're going to get rid of these helicopter engines, because I think these are screwing you up, honestly. We'll get rid of all those. We're going to get rid of all these. I think these are really screwing the pooch on you. Rotating servo, too, so you don't need that. You don't need rotating servos in there. I believe, I don't know what propellers work for this, but flight. I think this is a, pretty sure large propeller is a DLC. Hold on, let's find out. We're going to Google this, because I don't remember what the DLC parts are or not, and I don't know how to turn DLC off or not. I know the propeller engine, I believe, is a DLC. That isn't. That's too small. I think this is. Okay, looks like that is a DLC. So we might have to stick with a helicopter engine. Part of Airborne DLC. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, so we're going to stay with the helicopter engine. So here's what we're going to do here. Alright, back to reality here. We're going to grab all of these. Nope. Damn it. Down one. Down one. Copy. Nice, big and bulky. Just the way we like it. Alright, so back in with the helicopter engines. But we're gonna And then this 2x2. You can do this with two 1x2s as well. I believe you have enough wings. First thing I want to do, though, before I do that, is look at our force and see if we got rid of our down force. Okay, so we don't have down force now, so that's good. No down force, but we want to move our center of mass back. That's why you're nose diving. Better way to do this would be to use 4x8 blocks. You'll save a lot of complexity. So we're going to throw those in for you. Obviously you picked red. We're going to go through and... Oh, you do get the 2x2 blocks. Okay, that's good. That's good. 4x8 blocks, if you're making large areas, these guys save up so much complexity. We'll need two 2x6s here. Look at that complexity dropped. Look at that complexity drop. Whoops. Try to make this somewhat quick video because I gotta work tomorrow morning. Yep, I sure do. We want to string out flight, and then we want to find the helicopter engine. So we're gonna set these up so they counter rotate. We'll do one on each side, so kind of hopefully lose one wing. It doesn't completely screw you over. Okay. So helicopter engines always have a torque on them. It's sucky, but they do. We want helicopter blade. Ooh, you made those really close, didn't you? Alright. So here's our airplane. Alright, 632. So you get the way you get things. So if you click on this, you can click on configure, right? And it brings up this thing here. And you can change your keybinds with this. So you can make it space bar, whatever, you know. So I'm going to set it up for my controller because they're all different. So those are going to all be RT. All space thrusters are going to be RT. And then the helicopter engines, you have forward and reverse, right? But also with helicopter engines, I think space thrusters always also have a speed or power. Yeah, so they have speed too. So you can set the speed of space thrusters all the way from 0 to 1. Right? I hate when my game does this. You better not crash on me. Thank you, I guess. Kind of. So helicopter engines, you see here the speed is 5, but you still have more room to move. Right? So you can go all the way to 10. But this doesn't go to 0. This goes all the way down to -10. So I'm going to set 2 of these at 10. And we're going to set the other 2 at -10. 10 will give you the most power. And these aren't like normal helicopter blades. It doesn't matter which way they turn, just as long as they're turning. Alright, so there goes your engine, right? So now we spawn this in. We should. That's neat. Okay. That's interesting. So we need to move. Okay, so we need to move all this forward. How's he got this going on here? A 3x4. 3x4 wedge. Okay. Alright. Symmetry is fun. Symmetry is fun. Alright. Do that. Cover the top of this back up. Alright, so we're going to delete those logic blocks I put in for him, because now I realize that he has these here. So these are going to act as our elevators. And I'm not sure which way these go, so we're going to try this out real quick. That is the correct way. Okay. We're actually going to make these bigger also. We're going to get rid of these simple tail fins and put one of these guys on there. That'll give you more authority when it comes to movement. Put this guy up, and oh, what was this one? This one was down and up, so I want this one to be, I forgot already, up, down, down, up. We don't want these to have steering help on them. We want these to be normal, all the way down to 0. Strength, yep, that's fine. What? Why you do this? Okay, let's rotate this guy then. So there's that. So those would usually be your WS, AD keys. So those would be the WS. So this will be an A and a D. So this one can go A and D here, or for me, left and right. I'm just going to go left and right. So you get your whole wing here doing the lift. So now we gotta make sure your center of mass is still all the way up here. But look, see, it's a little bit better now. Your center of lift is a lot closer. But there's that. So your helicopter engines are adding a downforce, which is honestly odd. I didn't think they did that. Okay, we can counteract that by adding weight. So we will add some weight to the back of this thing. Weight blocks are not DLC. So we're going to add, we're going to start with 100, because these are 50 kg a piece. Let's do 200. Weight blocks can be your friend sometimes. But if you get too heavy, then you kind of screw yourself. And they do add complexity. See, now the weight is below or behind your center of lift. So let's see what this does. It still wants to nosedive a little bit, but it's better. Is it going to get up to speed? Not quite. It goes forward though, so that's a good sign. Not quite enough lift though. Not quite enough lift. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fix that. I'm going to slow down. Here's what we do to fix that. You add more wings. So we'll get rid of all these. More wings? Yes, please. And then we're going to put in a regular 2x4 block. There and there. So what is not connected now? You're not connected. Do we need you? I don't think we need you. Oof. Well, you're gonna have to go. Sorry, you gotta go. But it's connected on that one. Interesting. It's alright. So now everything's all over the place. Look at all the exclamation points we're seeing here. So we're seeing a lift is misaligned to the right. I don't understand how. Oh, probably because of thrust we just took off. I'm assuming. And then we have... What? Why is my dog barking? What are you barking at? Center vertical drag. Don't care. Let's see if this does anything, though. Get some speed up. Not quite there yet. Okay. I think our downforce is killing us here. Let's try something. Let's try something here. Oh boy. That really nosedived was pretty good, didn't it? That makes it torque out really bad. Okay. That's why you had the servos on there, isn't it? We'll do a torque elimination challenge. So with these, you want to get rid of the controls. You want to put the speed to 0 and the strength to 0. Angle doesn't matter then at this point because, yeah, but we'll just put that down as low as you can. So that should cancel out any torque. Well, alright. Nothing like glitching out. Alright, so hopefully maybe that'll give some more speed. Allow us to take off. Nope, still not enough speed. But we're not torquing out anymore, which means we're not turning them one way. Okay. We're going to respawn to the center. And we're going to rebuild an engine and make this engine more powerful. So, let's rebuild our engine here. Maximize our thrust in this engine. And we're just going to copy and paste it over the other 3. Alright. Let's get rid of the rest of these engines so we can... No, we're equal all the way around. So once we build 1, the other 4 will be exactly the same. A lot of this game is trial and error. There's a lot of trial and error in this game. You had the right idea. Definitely had the right idea going on here. But we're going to make it a little bit better. Okay, we'll leave that there. Zip up some complexity too. Save you some complexity here. Thank you, cat. That's smells great. Now I'm not going to color any of my blocks, so you can see what I did compared to the original. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Actually, I'm gonna move this back. No, leave it like that. What are you doing? What are you two doing? You better be you better be behaving. I'm making this video Friday night, but I might not edit it until tomorrow. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so now let's start adding thrust. I'm getting that thrusty thrust in there. Let's pack as much as this as we can. Oh, you know what we might be able to do? Hold up. Nah, that's ridiculous. But that would be funny. That would be funny. We're not going to do that, though. Because that is a DLC part. Pretty sure. But he had space thrusters. Space thrusters not... I don't think space thrusters were a DLC part. But the rocket engine is. Okay. Let's get rid of forces for now. Getting in the way. Okay, there's that. And then we can do... Coda, don't like that. Crazy cat. Crazy dog. It's not a cat, it's a dog. This guy here. And to cover all this up, cover all this, and you're gonna hide there. We do a 2x4 panel. And there's our engine. So we'll see what this does. Oh wait. Almost forgot. We gotta add in our struts to make sure these are good. So for that, we use a grid block. There we go. Grid blocks. So now everything's connected. Take this panel over here and go like that. Now, hopefully that gives us more thrust. We're going to go like that. And we're going to copy. And we're going to copy. And we're going to copy one more time. Okay. And we're going to copy the top of these engines. which is as simple as doing this. Go like that. Another time. And one more time. Look at the propeller. I swear if my dog doesn't stop licking that thing he's licking. Oh, you're doing it now. Stop eating the kitty treats. Weirdo. Alright. Well, let's see what that does. Ooh. So you gotta start out slow. Build the momentum. So we are faster. But is it fast enough? Just not quite there, are we? Because there's too much downforce. Okay. So we can't use those blocks. Helicopter blocks do not work for propellers. Too much downforce. Let's see if we can get you up in the air with just this. I mean, you're already faster. Much faster. Too much weight in the front, I think. Okay. Let's respawn again. Need more lift. Or, contrary to that, what we can do, I know this looks kind of silly, but we're going to make this so it already aims in the upper position, and see if that helps us out at all. We're already pointing down. Well, that's a good sign. Everything settle. Okay. So you can see, here's a good example of why you need your thrust to line up here. Because you already see where the nose is already pointing down. So even if I do this, it's not going to do any good. So, back. Whoa, don't do that, weirdo. Okay, so back to our forces. What do our forces look like? It's showing our lift. Center mass is way back there. Our lift is up there, but our center of thrust is way forward. Let's drive the nose down. We're going to move these back. See if this helps at all. I do like your engine design though. Pretty slick. Okay, it did move. Moved one. Okay. Where did that put our thrust at? Center thrust is still up there. Center lift is up there. No. We want this. We want it to do that. Okay, so that's better. See, we're immediately, not immediately, oh, look at that. We have flight, people. There you go, sir. Mr. Refreshment. Here's your aircraft. Flying, pitching. We gotta do some roll. We can do a loop. I gotta work on your roll is a little loosey-goosey here. But here you go. Your helicopter engines you had on there were hurting you quite a bit. Causing your nose to dive down into... Now granted, this isn't perfect. You still need to do some work. But, yeah. Here's a basic airplane for you. Let's do some, because these, I believe, have steering help on. We don't want steering help on. Yeah, we don't want steering help on for these guys. Steering help off. Oh, wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Why aren't these working? Oh, I know why they're not working. Okay. So we're going to do something different here for our pitch and roll. We're going to program it into the, yeah, you know what I'm saying. We're going to program it into the tail. So these aren't going to have pitch and roll. Your whole wing pitch and roll, don't need it. Don't need it. We got a better idea here, guys. Okay. So, everything's going to go into the tail. We're going to take an OR gate, which I know logic blocks are a part of this. So we're going to set that. I'm going to put it right here for now. You can move it wherever you want to. We're going to do this. We're going to go 1, 2. And with the way these are, we should be able to do that and that. And yeah, so anything, when you put a logic block down or a block that controls something, and you click on it to go to configure, you'll see it has all these little gray things, right? And you can program anything you click here will, like if it's green like that, it means it's on. So this block will control these two. Won't control anything else. If you click on the seat, you see everything is green. That means the seat controls everything, right? Now if you do something like a passenger seat, still says it controls everything, but it doesn't. So let's do that. Let's see if this works here. Okay, so we're going to have one does... Alright, so we'll have one negative, one positive. So we're going to do this. I'm going to do another one. This one's going to be -1. And we're going to disconnect it from here. And we're going to move this one here and disconnect it from here. So now, when we do that, you see the tail goes like that. You see logic blocks working there, right? Alright, let's see if this gives us a... Take off. I think we need more speed. Let's get to 200. We had it for a second. Come on, go faster. Maybe we rock it a little bit. Okay, now it's not taking off. My dog's right by my feet. We're gonna help this along a little bit. The video's getting a little long, so we're gonna move things right on along here, and yeah, I'm gonna just kind of throw in a couple of these guys here. Can I get two in here? Oh, I can't get two. Perfect. All right. Don't mind the giant rocket engines in the back. Yeah, don't mind that at all. Woo, buddy. Okay, we made a little bit uncontrollable here. A little bit of an assist. A little bit of an assist. I think I got my roll backwards. Yeah, I got my roll backwards. That's alright. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna okay. We're gonna concentrate these more in the center here, and these are just gonna be a boost to get us up off the ground. Those aren't going to be on RT. Those are going to be on A. Whoops. Wrong button. I'm going to put a toggle on those. And then we're going to switch these around. This one's going to go negative. This is going to go positive. Toggle on our extra thrust. Toggle on our normal thrust. Hopefully this gets us up to speed. There we go. Now we are flying. It's not a perfect flight, but it is. Oh, is that? Not a perfect flight, but it is something. There you go, Mr. Refreshment. Now, you could add more thrust here engines. Do the same thing I did. I was just saving time by adding in these rocket engines. So you could just make your engines bigger, add more thrust that way. There's that way to do it. There's other ways to add thrust. But basically, you needed more thrust. You need to get rid of the helicopter engines. And to get it to steer, to roll, you can do them like I am, where I'm using the tail. You can see the tail kind of working there. And this thing is kind of large. But we are flying. We are flying. So I'm going to pull up one of my larger aircraft. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry, that just looks cool. Giant freaking flame coming out of the back of that thing. It looks neat. Alright, so one of my bigger planes. So there you go, that's your aircraft. Hopefully you get to see this and learn from it. I'm going to save that. Just keep playing, man. Just keep building. See if I can't find one of my first aircraft. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. I don't even know what the heck this is. I don't... Well, yeah, here's the thing. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what this is. But I don't know what to say. It probably needs a cliff to jump off of. So that's yeah. Don't say it, guys. Don't say it. This probably also needs a cliff to jump off of. Nope. There we go. Whoa. So this is playing the first campaign. The very first campaign. With no DLC blocks. You can see I have the hinges in the back with the vertical stabilizers sideways. Controls are interesting to say the least. So this is one of the first aircraft I made. Flies. I saw one more. But I don't know if it was any better than this. All the way down at the bottom here. La, 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 la. This thing, I think, is another one. Yeah, I think... Ah, this one plays a lot better. I don't believe I'm using DLC blocks with this. But, yeah. Here's a plane. Oh, God. So, one of my very first flying vehicles compared to, I think glides too. Oh, it's got a magnet on front of it too. Tractor beam. This one is one I made in, Jesus Christ. This is, wow. This is for the airborne campaign. You can see I have left and right thrusters in the front there. Let me turn down there. We have reverse thrust, I believe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This thing was, yep. Oh God. Oh my God. The insanity of it all. Yep. It was the thing, folks. It was a thing. Okay. Hey, it worked. Alright? It worked. Stop making fun of me. So I did, and then eventually we got into things like, you know, like this guy here. You'll learn how to do drag glitching and whatnot, zero drag. It's adding these blocks in a certain manner that allows you to, yeah, but see, everything is bunched, all my forces are sitting here bunched up like this. Alright, so technically, this thing shouldn't even fly. The center of lift is too far behind my center of mass. Oh, excuse me. Vertical drag is close to the center of mass. Horizontal drag is too close to that. Horizontal drag is close to the center of mass. So this thing should be unstable. It shouldn't fly at all, right? But it flies remarkably well. And it breaks the sound barrier. And it has musicles. Where do those even go? Follow the shadow. Lost the shadow. Let me find it again. How do you know those went? Where did they go to? I have like a spot of dirt or something on my screen. And I keep thinking it's a shadow, and it's not. It's just a speck of dirt. But yeah, so this flies really well. So you see where I went from my first aircraft to my last aircraft? You see a huge difference, right? Form, function. This one even has air brakes that actually work. You can see my speed dropping right there. So I did find out that the reason why the speed's dropping so much is not because the one that goes up. It's actually because the flap wings create drag. So there's no actual drag created by that one that moves up like that. It just looks cool, right? But then when I let go of that, everything goes down. I pick up speed. And 3, 3, 3, 2, 1. I was a little off. And you'll learn how to do decals eventually and stuff. So here's one. Yeah. So there you go. There's an aircraft for you that looks the part, flies the part, has the weapons like the part, fires the rockets. Alright. Alright, Mr. Refreshment. I hope you get to see this video. I hope you learned a little bit. I recommend watching Uzi. Scrapman's got some good videos. Uzi is one. Scrapman's another one. They got some good videos. Little Corn Dogs is a good one to watch. Mock Haven is a good one to watch. Crawl, Krawll. He's a good one to watch. Who else? Utify. Utify's a really good one to watch too. Who else is up on there? We got Scrapman, who's the one that actually got me into this game and started watching this. Uzi was another good one. I started watching him pretty much almost right after Scrapman. Utify, found him third. He's a good guy. These guys all have Discords too. You can look them up on Discord. But they have YouTubes and Discords. Mock Haven's a good guy to watch. I found him from watching tournaments. Same thing with Crawl. Little Corn Dogs. He's got some pretty decent videos out, but he hasn't put anything out in a while. Who else have they played with? Professor Incognito. He's done some. And then who's the other guy? Who's the other guy? There's another guy. Frank. Frank what? Frank what? Fungus Frank. Fungus Frank. Fungus Frank's another guy to watch. He hasn't put anything out in a while either, but he's another good guy to watch. So those are the guys. If you want to learn some stuff, I tried to do some videos. All those guys do instructional videos. They're all great YouTube videos to watch to learn from. YouTube is your best friend, man. The Discord server, Trailmakers Discord server, another great place to get some information. You don't need DLCs. They do help when it comes to making more realistic looking aircraft. I'll show you one more that I'm actually quite proud of. It is my F4 Corsair. So again, this thing has drag glitching and piston glitching. You can see how the guns glitch down into the wings there. But this one flies amazingly well too. That was fun. So we have that. I know it's not 100% perfect. Does that. Guns. Oh, blew myself up. Hey. I forgot what buttons do what. Wings fold up. Yeah. Eventually learn how to do like the wings and get the wings to angle like that, like this one does. You'll learn to do that eventually. Tail. So this is more standard setup, right? So this one has, you can see the ailerons control the pitch, or the roll. You have the elevators which control your that pitch, and then this controls your yaw. Wheels up. And this is not gyro controlled at all. This is all wing surface. Yeah, I can still kind of... I can't fly it like that. I don't know what that was, but that was neat. Alright, folks. Mr. Refreshment. Keep playing the game. You sound like a good guy. Don't let people like the host of that other server get you down. Stay creative. Keep trailing on. And you guys have fun. We'll see you all later.